Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, it looks like somebody has decided that she wants to join us today, or at least for a little while. You know how that goes. Oh, yeah, there you are. I know. I know. And I don't make, just to let you all know, I don't make her do anything that she doesn't want to do. Mm-hmm. It's like, this isn't all horse and pony show. This is her. Mm-hmm. She just loves her mommy. I know. No, I know. And she's doing that thing where she, if I just do this, it's just very soothing for her. I don't know. It's like a pacifier or something. Mm-hmm. It's just very, very soothing for her. She loves that. As you can see, she's just like, oh, this is so nice. I know. She's such a sweet baby. I'm so fortunate to have her in my life. So very, very fortunate. Mm-hmm. I know. Consider myself blessed. So anyway, yeah, just to kind of give you all a little bit of updates. I'm wound up not working last night. I had every intention to. I got out of the shower and I was just like, okay, I just need to chill out a minute. And so I laid down. Of course, this one here cuddled up with me as always. And I decided, I'm going to go ahead and turn on my meditation music and just chill out for a little bit. And next thing I knew, it was 2 o'clock in the morning. I'd say I was tired still. Yeah, understandable. But definitely, and I had to go out and get something. I planned on working and then stopping off someplace to get something to eat um, because I don't have any food in the house right now. And, uh, but I was like, and I didn't really want to be cooking yesterday or anything anyway. It wasn't because of financial reasons or whatever. It was just one of those things, where I'm like, I don't feel like cooking. Here we go. Oops. Sorry, folks. Hold on. I know y'all don't want to be staring at the ceiling. There we go. It's better. She's like, okay. But no, so I had to run out and get something to eat. And of course, I had to figure out what to eat, especially at 2 o'clock in the morning, because there's not a whole lot that's open. Don't get me wrong, I'm very appreciative to have places open at 2 o'clock in the morning, because I know there's a lot of places around the country that don't have any place open at 2 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah, it was just a matter of trying to figure out, okay, what to have. And then I decided, and I get over there and I'm looking at the menu. I'm like, oh, well, maybe I'll do this or that instead. But then I looked at the other thing again and I'm like, yeah. Wound up me having enchiladas. And I only eat half of it anyway, so I got leftovers. So, um, but yeah. Oh, I know. Isn't that right? I know. I wish you could see the look that I see. She's so precious, aren't you? Mm-hmm. I know. She's your little baby. You're my little baby. She's like, yeah, I know. She just looks up at me like, yeah, I know, Mom. I'm your baby. Mm-hmm. We know. I know she's such a cuddle bug. Mm-hmm. I know. So anyway, definitely feeling a lot more rested. Oh, you going to get my nose? Usually when she does that with looking up and doing her footy out, she's gonna try and get my nose. No, you want to get my nose? Okay. I know, she's such a sweet, precious baby. I love her to pieces. So anyway, oh, I forgot to mention, 2 days ago, Mercury went direct. Yay. And also happy Virgo season. I don't know if I know with I've been kind of out of it. So yeah, we are full dead on in Virgo season. Mercury went direct in Leo, and we'll be transiting back into Virgo here soon. Of course, yeah, we still have that 3 weeks post shadow that we still have to be dealing with. So, yeah, we have that going on. Uranus, or Uranus, however you want to pronounce it, goes retro on the 1st. We also have eclipse happening, or eclipses. We have the eclipse season coming up this month. And it's going to be happening in Pisces. So expect some emotions happening. At least I think I think it's happening on the full moon. Yeah, of course it would. Full moon eclipse, and it's going to happen in Pisces, and somewhere there in the middle of the month. I'm just kind of going off of everything that I've been hearing MJ saying, because I've been kind of out of it with a lot of things. Also, Pluto, I think it's the first or the second. He's been in retrograde, and he's going to be transiting back into Capricorn until I believe it's November 19th. I think that's what I saw on my calendar when I looked at it the other day. So, yeah, and of course, that means that we'll have all of the outer planets, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, all retro. And of course, we have Saturn in retro as well. And Mars is, I believe, going to be going retro later on this year. I think December, if I remember correctly. But yeah, the main thing is of course, with September coming up, that's going to be the big thing. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of energy that's going to be happening for September. There was something else too. I don't remember what it was, but check out MJ's videos over there at Soulful Revolution on YouTube. So yeah, I know she's gotten out, I think, half of the zodiac for the September readings. Yeah, I know she's gotten out through Aquarius, so that'd be Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Cap, and yeah, so half the zodiac she's gotten out so far. She did do a twin flame reading yesterday. You can definitely see a lot of my chart is on this side. So definitely seeing some energy for the month of September. And then I have my Wheel of the Year reading that I do on the winter solstice every year. And according to that, September, what was it? Queen of Wands and King of Athames, I believe. So a lot of clear energy, and of course that strong energy and Aquarian energy as well, and also uh, with that Queen of Wands, a lot of inspiring energy. So I'm still wondering about October. Is that those two cards? Yeah, I'm still kind of wondering about that. Okay, got it. So anyway, yeah, I can't think of anything else. I know there was something else, and I just don't remember what it was, but that's okay. It'll come to me if I remember it. I'll mention it tomorrow. So yeah, um, it was just kind of a nice, calm, relaxing night last night. I definitely needed that extra and everything. Um, yeah, it doesn't make a whole heck of a lot going on to talk about, really. Oh, that's what I was going to mention. Hello, Labor Day. Oh my goodness. Yeah, completely forgot. It's Labor Day this weekend. Hello, here in the States. Completely forgot about it. I had no idea. I'm like, oh, it's Labor Day this weekend. Okay. I'm so out of it. I have no idea what's going on half the time anymore. So, but anyway, yeah, so yeah, it's going to be a 3 day weekend. Basically, this here in the States, it's like summer runs from Memorial Day weekend to Labor Day weekend. So this is going to be the official, or I guess unofficial end to summer. So it should get a little bit quieter after that until conventions start back up and moms and dads start taking their vacations again and so forth. So, uh, yeah, actually, I'm kind of thinking about my birthday coming up as far as what I might want to do. I know for my 40th, I went up to Zion. I, I don't know what it is with Zion, Zion National Park, by the way. I don't know what it is. It's like I don't live that far, but well, there is an hour's time difference. They're an hour ahead of us. Um, but I don't know what it is, but every time I go up there, and I've been up there like 3 times, and each time I always leave town late. I did that 10 years ago too. Left town late and didn't get up there, and I wound up spending like maybe a couple hours if I'm lucky, you know? And I had seriously considered, well, maybe I'd take that trip and maybe stay night or something like that, because I know they have the lodges up there and they have the little hotels on the outside or whatever. But I know it probably wouldn't be financially feasible or anything. So I'm just kind of like, maybe not. But one of the things I've been thinking about here lately, um, actually, I know yesterday I mentioned Mount Charleston, and it's beautiful up there. If you want to see, obviously here in the desert, we don't get the chance to see fall colors, and I do miss that with living in Virginia most of my life. And of course, spending my first years in Michigan, definitely saw fall colors up there all the time. Ugh. And my first years I spent in a small resort town. I actually lived in resort towns, or at least they had aspects of resort areas or what have you. Like Virginia Beach. Yeah, that area is nothing but Navy. The world's largest naval base is right there. We have all 5 branches right there, but the main influence is the Navy, especially with it being the world's largest naval base there. But Virginia Beach has the ocean front there, so of course it has that tourist quality there. So, and even in between, I lived in a kind of a, it was a kind of a conglomeration of resort, college town, and so forth. But anyway, and I used to love it when my parents and I used to make that run down to the Outer Banks too. That was always nice. Most beautiful beaches. Very, very beautiful beaches. It's kind of weird there with the clouds. There's usually clouds around. That's one thing that's weird. But then they're always white puffy clouds, and they look like they're so close that you could reach up and touch them. It's just so weird. But it's just beautiful beaches. Um, but um, but anyway, yeah. Where was I going with this? So yeah, I've for the most part I've always lived kind of in tourist areas and everything. But yeah, with fall colors, with spending my first years up there in Michigan, um, and it was especially with being a kid and everything, and um, with Halloween and so forth, it was always kind of magical or whatever. It's like, oh, it's spooky and everything. Because you could, it was usually windy, and you'd hear the wind rustling through the leaves and so forth. It's like, oh, so cool. And I guess that's had one of the reasons had an impact on me. I don't know, but anyway, um, and I remember taking drives out to Suffolk, in there in Virginia. it's kind of, the area. It's like you have two different sides. You have the south side, which is Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, Norfolk, Portsmouth, and Suffolk, and then you have the peninsula, which is Hampton and Newport News. And I lived on the south side, and I used to take trips out to Suffolk. There's a refuge out there, Great Dismal Swamp National Wildlife Refuge. Beautiful, gorgeous area. And it's basically where the Great Dismal Swamp, of course, is at. But it's basically, what is it? Lake Drummond. I'm like, what's the name of that damn lake? Lake Drummond. Apparently, a little bit of history. I guess they used to back when it was a colony and so forth. They used to haul lumber out of there. It's my understanding George Washington was part owner in the lumber company out there, and so that's the this is what this sort of environment that I grew up in. Very, I lived in two of the original 13 colonies, North Carolina and Virginia. So all of that history is always crammed down my throat. Everything with the colonies, the Revolutionary War, and then of course kind of the Civil War. We kind of skimmed over it, partly because of time, because of course we have to make sure we cover Vietnam. So yeah, that's kind of how it was with my U.S. history classes. But there was a lot of emphasis put on the colonies and Revolutionary War, always. And of course, we with out there on the peninsula side, we had Williamsburg, Jamestown, Yorktown. Jamestown being the first settlement. And so forth. So yeah, I've toured all of it. I've seen all of it. Highly recommend Williamsburg, especially the governor's mansion. Wow, it's just beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Especially if you're a gun enthusiast, yeah, you would definitely want to check it out. It's just gorgeous. But yeah, like I said, this is the sorts of influences that I was raised with. Um, so anyway, yeah, taking those drives out there to Suffolk, and especially that main road. I think it's, what is it, 58, 59, or something. I don't know. It's a state road, and the road is cuts through all these trees, and you can see all the fall colors. And they would they kind of changed a little bit later than up in the north. It would be more a little bit closer to my birthday, basically. So that was always a treat, be able to drive out there and see the fall colors. And I'm a huge fall color enthusiast. I would love to be able to take a trip up to New England, Vermont, New Hampshire one day and see the fall colors up there. I would love that. See the coast of Maine and so forth. I know I used to live right out there and never got a chance to run up there, but that's okay. One day. And but yeah, I just and I do miss that living out here. Unfortunately, here in the desert, um, with the trees that are here, of course, most they're all basically considered to be invasive species. They're not indigenous, um, and but they don't really, the ones that do change colors. It's not happening until almost Christmas, basically. So it's kind of a downer. But running up to Mount Charleston, or Spring Mountain up in that area, you can start seeing them change at around this time of year, something like that. Um, and one of the reasons why I like running up to Zion also, because got lots of fall colors up around in that area, especially around the time of my birthday. A lot of maples, and it's beautiful. So, so yeah, I mean, I like running up there to do some hiking or whatever. But one of my favorite places to go actually is Valley of Fire State Park. Mount Charleston is getting to be a little bit on the crowded side. Valley of Fire is kind of is heading in that direction also. It's getting to be a bit touristy. Um, but reason why Valley of Fire is so important for me is I had seen petroglyphs before, maybe a couple times before or whatever, but not to the extent that you see out there at Valley of Fire. And for me, that was an honor. It still is to this day. Um, and that was also my very first time I ever saw the Thunderbird, and I was completely blown away. So that spot for me is very spiritual, um, especially since I know there's different theories as to what the Thunderbird represents. One of them is, which is the theory that I kind of lean towards, um, is it's represents the hummingbird, which I know has a lot of spiritual significance for um, the various um, Native American cultures. And I know it was revealed to me after my mom passed away. I was actually in design school when it happened. I was working on a final project for one of my classes, and I was kind of struggling with it or whatever. And I had this dream um, about a hummingbird. And with what I won't go into it because as far as I'm concerned, it's a little bit on the private side. But with what happened in the dream, um, I knew that, or it was shown to me that the hummingbird is my spirit animal. And I've noticed that anytime things happen in my life, uh, I'll start seeing hummingbirds quite a bit. I mean, I'll see them, or whatever. Sometimes it's just more of a thing of stopping by to say hello. But when I have like significant things happen or whatever, I'll start seeing a lot of them. It happens every time. And also, the coyote is also, I've learned, is also one of my spirit animals. And of course, the other day, mm-hmm. So, um, but but yeah, it's there is a trail up there, Valley of Fire, past the visitor center. It's actually called Petroglyph Trail, and also Mouse's Tank. Mouse was I believe he was a Paiute, if I remember correctly, and he was trying to evade the U.S. Army, um, like a century ago, of course. And he, of course, with knowing the area or what have you, he wound up hiding out in that particular area for like 3 days or something like that. And there's places that collect water right there. So he always had water, and of course, he knew how to hunt and so forth. And so he was able to evade capture for, I think it was like 3 days or something like that. So that's why it's called Mouse's Tank. His name was Mouse, of course. But anyway, there's that trail, and there's the parking that's right there. But across the street on the from the parking, from that trailhead anyway, there's a bunch of petroglyphs right there, and that's where I had first seen the Thunderbird. And so yeah, I like to go up there. I like to hike that trail too, and just kind of because I mean, we're talking petroglyphs. You're going through a slot canyon on that trail, and you're looking up, and all you're seeing are all these petroglyphs all along the way, all the way to Mouse's Tank, and it's just like, wow. It just feels, I just feel so connected, even though I don't have, according to Ancestry DNA, I don't have any native in my DNA. I just feel a connection. I do believe that we're all connected, even with our ancestors. And of course, our ancestors were connected, and so on and so forth. So I just feel like I have a very strong connection. I don't know why. Maybe at some point it'll be revealed to me, but I just feel that I have a very strong connection uh, to there. And I don't know, maybe it's a past life thing or something. I have no idea. But I like to go there and just feel that energy come out, come through. And I also like to go further. If you stay on that road, keep going north, um, it wraps around and dead ends at a parking lot. And there's another trail there. I think it's called, what is it, Rainbow Cliffs? It's Rainbow something or something like that. Anyway, and there's a reason why it's called that, because it's like the sandstone turns, instead of it being the red like you see throughout most of the rest of the park. In that area, it turns into ribbons of rainbow colors, the yellows, the white, the cream, the pink, orange, red, so on and so forth. And it's just the rocks, it has ribbons of it, of the sandstone running through it. Very, very beautiful. And I liked going on that trail at least a little bit. It starts off kind of rough with a sand dune, and then you go. It's kind of a steep decline. But if you go down that decline, you're kind of going through again like a little slot canyon or what have you. But well, I don't want to say a canyon, because on your left hand side you can actually climb those rocks. You don't need like special equipment or anything like that. Um, but you can climb up on those rocks. And when you get to the top, you can see the whole valley. And it's just absolutely beautiful. And then you're standing on this rock face that's got all the ribbons of sandstone running through it. And I, I, I like to just go out there and just meditate. I've already taken in all of the energy from the petroglyphs, and then also, just kind of sit up there and just listen to the wind, and listen for stories, messages, or whatever that might come through. Just be still, be at peace. I was thinking I might do that. I know it's a couple of months away. I might even try and run up there and do it beforehand. But I've been thinking about that a lot here lately, that it might be time for a spiritual cleansing. And also, just to give you a little bit of historical background too about the park, it's been the setting for actually a few Hollywood movies. And on that same trail that I was just talking about, there was a Western that was filmed there, right on that trail. And there's remnants of a Hollywood set. I don't remember what it was, what the movie was. And also, the first Star Trek Next Generation movie was also filmed there at that park. Um, the scenes basically between Sir Patrick Stewart and William Shatner. And of course, what's his name? Oh, shoot, the antagonist. Oh, great. I can't remember his name at this point. But anyway, if you're a fan, you know who I'm talking about. But yeah, basically those scenes were filmed there at Valley of Fire as well. Um, and there were some others too that they mention. There's a placard or what have you where the remnants of that set is from that Western, and they list out all the movies there with that were filmed there. So yeah, this is of course it it isn't just Vegas that they do filming locations. Even though it's the big draw. There's been other areas as well. Heck, I remember, I think it was it Belinda Carlisle? Yeah, Belinda Carlisle. She actually even filmed one of her music videos. I don't remember what I was watching. I think it was last year or something, and one of her videos came up. I'd forgotten all about the song, usually when you think of her, it's always Heaven is a Place on Earth. I don't remember the song even, but I don't even remember if I had ever even seen the video growing up. But had, and I don't even remember what I was even watching where there was all these music videos. I have no idea, But anyway, all of a sudden that video came up, and it starts off with um, scenes in the desert. And I'm just like, it's looking awfully familiar. Even though it's been like 30 years since this video has been recorded, I'm like, this is looking awful familiar. And then they started switching over to scenes in Vegas. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So, anyway, 30 minutes. Yeah, I better cut this off. So, anyway, I know, kind of a chill video today. So, anyway, hope you all have a great day. I love you all. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Happy Labor Day weekend.